Welcome back, tribe. Got one here from a small channel. 2K subs. Foreigner broke with no money in the Philippines and doesn't want to leave. Get into it. Drive a million.
I'm going to talk about this guy. This guy, and there's a lot of people like this. There's a lot of people like this, okay? So there's this guy. He went to the Philippines. And
There we go.
he wanted to meet his girlfriend.
Huh.
And you know that story, you meet your girlfriend and then you want to return back. So he kept going back every year. Then one day he decided that, you know what? I'm going to quit my job. He's going to quit his job and he's going to sell everything.
Golly.
I think I'm going to go there. He's going to
That
quit his
clam,
job.
boy.
He's just going to sell everything. Sell his house because the housing market had exploded. So you're getting back like almost twice as much on your house than what you paid. All right. Pretty much the same amount that you bought your house is the same amount of profit that you're going to get back if you sell it in the right condition, right? So he sold his house. I think he ended up with like over 100,000 US dollar after he sold his house. That's like what he pocketed.
Should have put that shit in Bitcoin, my boy. Crypto, shitcoin, meme tokens. 100K. If you taught yourself how to day trade, 100K is more than enough to survive indefinitely overseas. What the hell?
His house doubled from the time he bought it. And then he had a couple savings account. He had money in savings account. He had 401k. So he decided to just sell everything. Sold his car, everything.
Everything for some clammies. For some Philippine clammies, boys.
And then he said, you know what? I'm tired of the U.S. He's like, I'm tired of the rat race of the U.S. And I'm tired of the Matrix. You know, he's saying all these things. And he said, I'm going to live and I'm moving to the Philippines.
Preach.
So I said, hey, that sounds great and all, because this is like a lot of Americans' dreams, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Americans, when they meet a Filipino, they just want to move back to the Philippines. They want to leave the U.S. and move back there and move there.
Pussy's wild.
It's funny because, like, when you meet a Filipino, you go there. Usually, the foreigner or expat or whatever you want to call them, when they get there, they're like, "Man, this place is amazing. I want to move here." And then they're Filipinos like, wow,
Nah.
I want to leave someone to leave the Philippines and go to the U.S. And it's like, they both have their opinions on where they want to move, and you can't, and one wants to move to the U.S. and stay in the U.S. And then the foreigner wants to move to the Philippines and stay in the Philippines. So they're fighting back and forth where you want to go. But anyway, so the guy sold all his stuff. How much time I got? He sold all his things. And then he eventually made the transition to the Philippines.
Okay.
I talked to him and I said, hey, so what you going to do about like income? He's like, I'm going to worry about that when the time comes.
Idiot.
He said, it'd be a long time because I'm going to budget my money. And,
Okay. Budget with a woman.
Start this sorry store. Start a laundromat. You know, like all the stuff that he sees other people doing in the Philippines, he wants to do that. He wants to start a sorry store. So the guy, you know, and then I also told him, well, when you run out of money, what you going to do? He said he's going to worry about that later. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is not going to end well.
Sure enough.
He had a lot of money, and, you know, that could stretch very far depending on where you live at.
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, he opened up a sorry store.
Okay.
But then he ended up shutting it down.
But
the simple fact is, he said that a lot of people wanted to loan money, do like a loan, I forgot what they call it in the Philippines, but like they pay you back later. Customers wanted to
IOUs,
loan food items
The hell?
and be charged later, and they bring the money back. He had a lot of that happening. There's some people coming in and stealing his stuff. He got robbed a couple of times.
Golly.
It was not good. So he shut it down, and he lost all his money. He lost the whole business pretty much.
God damn.
Then he started running low on money. And eventually, he was pretty much out of money.
Yo, started running low on the clammy too. It shut. As soon as that wallet dried up, that clam went shut.
And when he got to that point,
Yo,
then the argument started with his Filipino.
here we go. Of course it.
And then his Filipino left him.
God.
Because he didn't have no more income. He did not want to work in the Philippines because he said that that's not enough money for him to survive on and his family. So she ended up leaving him.
Jesus.
I said, well, and then, I talked to him over the years. And then I said, well, why don't you come back to the U.S.? And you know what he told me? No. So he's pretty much living with some friends here and there. He keep moving around.
Bro,
sometimes he's outside sleeping. And this guy, he refused.
Bro, can you imagine you sell your house, you got a house. Its equity is double. You went to the Philippines once on some fucking Filipino dating website. You had a chick lined up. She busted open the honey pot trap. That clammy fever, he got it. Asia version. Then he goes talking about, I'm going to start I'm moving here. That's it. That's it. That vice grip is too tight. Life's changing. I'm a new man now. I'm selling all this shit and I'm finna go to the Philippines brand new. Brand new clothes, brand new life, brand new woman. Let me start this business. I'll figure it out. What's the details, guy? I'll figure it out. I don't know. I'm just do what everybody else does out there. Damn, this plan, it doesn't sound like much of a plan. Who gives a fuck? I got a new woman. That's all I need. Business crumbled. Money dried up. Clammy shut. Man is now homeless. He's prowling the streets in the provinces in those like open air dumps with like open air sewage and shit. He lives in one of the 10 shacks we saw, but he's free in the Philippines, baby. He's surviving on $50 a month. Jesus Christ, guys, have a plan. The whole point of going overseas is that you've become financially independent already with some sort of residual income or passive income, something of the nature, like through a pension, a retirement plan, or rental properties or investment dividends, something, but you have to go out there with income. And a lot of you guys that meet these chicks online, dude, get absolutely wallet wrecked, busted open the moment you get intimacy from a woman. I know it's hard. I know you never had any women hit you up in the U.S. I know that kind of attention, that love, and that care is mesmerizing to a motherfucker. But at the end of the day, you are loved conditionally by women. Never, ever forget that. You are loved for what you could provide. And the moment that dries up, if you don't have a plan to provide indefinitely, your woman will disappear, just like this guy's.
He refuses to come back to the U.S. because his argument is he has no place to go when he get back here. He has no place to live. He has no friends in the U.S. How he going to get around? How's he going to, get from place to place? He doesn't have a car. And he will have to find a job and he don't know how long that's going to take and, on and on and on. So he just decided he refused to come back to the U.S. to work. And I said, well, won't you come and work, make some money and then go back? Find you a job to make some money and go back.
He ain't trying to hear it.
But his argument is the U.S. is not for him. And he's going to stay put. So, over time, I couldn't change his mind. Over time, I recently seen him, and he's lost a lot of weight. Like, he doesn't eat much. And, I've sent him money a couple of times. I helped him out. But I can only do what I can do, and I can't support him.
You already did too much,
But
man.
he's there. He's just pretty much freeloading off of people. He's on the street, and he refused to come back to the U.S. to at least
Pride, boy.
get some help or get money. So guys, tell me what do you think? What do you think he should?
He fucked up big time. There's no walking his back. You blew all your life savings, bro. Your nest egg. You gave it up for a chick. Someone said 100K isn't enough to transition without work anywhere. He should have kept his home as a rental. That's what he should have done. And use some of his equity to purchase another rental, ideally a duplex. Now that's a man with a brain. Can you imagine he had a house fully paid off? Refinance it, get a loan, get into another property, duplex like that guy said, if you could find one, and rent out. Potentially you got 3 properties now, say income average now $3,000 a month for the rest of your freaking life. That is more than enough to sustain in the Philippines. But he wanted the quick way out, sold everything, thought life was going to be grand, went overseas, had a woman, she cooked for him one time, busted the clam open one more time, cleaned up after him, and that's it. He was sold, bro. He's a king now. He's going to live like one. And now he's by an open air gutter with trash all around him, bumming fucking couch and pennies on the dollar just for a meal. Just consulted with an expat who lives in the Philippines and got a small VA disability. Owning a home here, but he suggested to get my disability increased to a certain amount or wait until I qualify for Social Security or be able to withdraw from my retirement accounts before moving there. We don't know anything about how businesses work in the Philippines and may be squeezed out by Filipinos there. Yeah, homeless in another country is not good. Yup. 100K will really only last you 4 to 5 years in the Philippines, maybe 7 to 10 in the province. Now you may think that sounds like a lot, but if you got a girlfriend, that's about what you'll spend. Jeez. Okay. Well, I'm not American, but lived in the Philippines for 6 years. I've encountered expats, mostly American, who were down and out in the Philippines. One also had 100K and lived quite good until he was down to his last 25,000, then disaster struck. He got a heart attack and had to do bypass surgery. That drained his savings, but luckily for him, his Filipino wife and child were naturalized American citizens, so both his wife and son had to return to the U.S. to work and save. Eesh. They worked at a fish factory in Alaska, but from what I understood, it's good pay. The bottom line in all of this is, whenever you decide to relocate to the Philippines, your health is the most important. Sadly, many expats had to learn the hard way, with many accounts being drained because of the hospital bills in the Philippines. Also, you have to have money coming in from your home country each month to cover the bills as well as some savings just in case. No money, no honey. Very simple. This guy says, go home, earn and save, build a house in the Philippines, then retire and enjoy your investment. Your Social Security will be enough to sustain you. That sounds like a decent plan. Thoughts on the guys that have gone overseas and experienced or seen some of this as well? It'd be interesting to hear about those stories of the guys that are down and out as well. Maybe moved there without a plan. Some people are just super risky, man, and don't think before they jump in with both feet. And to end up in a situation like this, it's hard. And it's a hard pill to swallow to go back into your home country with your tail between your legs like you're a complete failure. You got to taste the paradise because, golly, it's so cheap there compared to the U.S. The people are so much friendlier. The weather is much nicer. The beaches are incredible. It is like a culture shock. It's a lifestyle shock. And you go in there unprepared and you are forced to go back, whether it's from a freak accident like a bypass surgery and it drains your accounts or whatever other unforeseen circumstances. You really think like you would want to do that after getting a taste of that life with a woman like that taking care of you? And it feels like you're a king on top of the mountain. Dude, you're on top of the world sitting on a throne. And then you got to go back and bust your ass in what? Like a 9-to-5 American grind, some nasty warehouse work, some bullshit with a boss yelling at you, or some corporate fucking cuck hellhole in a cubicle. It's not easy, dude. Once you experience freedom, you will not want to let it go. Anyways, thank you guys for subscribing. Follow this dude's channel. He's only got 2K subs, dude. Drive a million. Links in the description below. Appreciate you guys tuning in. If you haven't, sign up to the second channel, guys. It's free. Subscribe. Watch some of the videos. Thoughts on those types of episodes. And join us on the private community for some calls. We'd love to talk with you guys directly. Take care, everybody. Be safe out there. Be smart.